Hi, I'm Josh Camson. I'm a criminal defense attorney with Miller, Turetsky, Rule, McLennan. Thanks for tuning in for another video on the criminal process in Montgomery County, PA. So that's everywhere from Jenkintown, Harleysville, Pottstown, Norristown. But your next hearing, if you've already had a preliminary arraignment, or if you haven't, check out my video on preliminary arraignments. After the preliminary arraignment, or at the same time, if you got the charges by mail, is the preliminary hearing. So what happens at a preliminary hearing? That's really your first opportunity to see the evidence against you. So what used to happen 200 years ago or whatever is you'd get dragged into jail, you'd sit in jail for a few months, then you get dragged to a trial and you wouldn't know anything about any of the charges against you. So in Pennsylvania, we have what's called a preliminary hearing, and that's in Montgomery County or any county across the Commonwealth. And at that hearing, the Commonwealth, which is the government, has to show a little bit of evidence that a crime was committed and a little bit of evidence that you were the one who committed it. It's not innocent or guilty. It's not like a jury trial. It's not proof beyond a reasonable doubt. It's none of those things. It's a little bit of evidence that a crime was committed and a little bit of evidence at that preliminary hearing that the person charged is the one who committed that crime. Usually at a preliminary hearing, that's where you can also wheel and deal a little bit, right? If the case is overcharged, you can negotiate with the DA or the cop or whoever's there to try to get some of those charges knocked down. If somebody's on bail, that's where you can also negotiate a bail reduction. So there's a lot of things that can happen at that preliminary hearing. It's very important that you show up with an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, you got to apply to the Montgomery County Public Defender's Office ahead of time so your case doesn't keep getting continued down and down the road. And of course, if you can afford an attorney and you're able to get private counsel, you really want someone in your corner at that hearing. You don't want to waive that hearing unless you're getting something out of it. I always tell people, why give up your right, which is your right to a hearing to confront those witnesses, if you're not getting anything from the government in exchange, whether that's a bail reduction, fewer charges, or even an agreement for down the road, right? I mean, you can enter into a quick plea agreement if it's a case where it's going to be a plea agreement right at the preliminary hearing. Or you can use that hearing as an opportunity. You're in Montgomery County, you know the case is going to Norristown. Let's get as much information at that hearing as we can to help us fight the case, hire an investigator, do whatever we need to do. So if you got a case in Montgomery County and you need a lawyer, and that's what we do here. I'm Josh Camson. I'm a criminal defense attorney with Miller, Turetsky, Rule, McLennan. Thanks for checking out this video. Make sure to check out the rest of the videos that we have on the criminal process in Montgomery County. Thanks a lot.